In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch. Sorry. Good evening. Welcome. Oh my God. Aren't you sick of me yet? Oh man, it's my third time I've been on today. Granted, the second time was just right after the morning show and we just came on, fucked around, goofed around a little bit. We're on Rumble 1 hour a day for the next 4 weeks because we're going to become part of the Rumble Creator Program, and you've got to get 30 hours of Rumble Studio time in, and 4 hours of Rumble Studio time a week on the Rumble Friday thing ain't going to get it done. So we're literally just doing an hour of reading chat and talking to people. It's not like if you miss it, you're not missing like a show and we're doing stuff and we're doing it. It's literally just fucking around for an hour, logging the broadcast time, qualifying for the program. That's it. Nothing magical. No great scheme. But welcome to the evening show. This one is a show, and oh my God, what a start we're off to this week. Usually we don't say that on Monday because we've got, Monday mornings have been a little rough. And holy shit. It started with an incredible Rumble Friday last week. Doing that Rumble Studio thing is really going gangbusters for us. So we were able to drop $30 off of each goal right off the bat for today. Then the morning show went ballistic with the gifted Rumble membership. So we're, $80 or so into tomorrow morning. And then the evening show is starting ahead for today. So holy crap, you guys. Thank you very much. You're unbelievable. Too kind. We've got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. I've got some gloating to do over the Onion people, but it almost feels like punching a retard at this point. A guy named, was it Dan? I want to make sure I can credit the person properly. I got an email with some Discord screenshots. He said, yeah, you know how the Onion people, like Moody and Patrick, and their new big thing was like, you ran a veterans charity scam? And we were like, we ran a DAV drive for like 5 years in a row. Like, there's no there, but go ahead. And we teased them. We made fun of them. Well, they just found out today that they were wrong and I was right. They should be used to it at this point. They found it and they're like coping with each other. So they created this veteran scam in their head. And then, like I always say, they proved themselves wrong from the theory that they came up with. And now, apparently, according to this, I want to say it's Dan, but I don't want to get it wrong. Danny. Okay. According to this guy, Danny, he says now they're just having a cope fest in there and going, well, Aaron led us on to believe it was, and he was being cagey about it. And it's like, what? Like I told you guys exactly what it was. It's like everything else. I tell these retards exactly what it is. They find out what it is, and then they get upset. Like, honestly, you guys just want to see it real quick? It's very funny. Let's grab. Oh no, I already have the screenshots up. I'm sorry. Let's go screenshot 1. This like I said, this feels like I'm punt kicking retards. So this isn't a brag. Some guy. So they were talking about. They were like, we're gonna confront Aaron that he ran a charity scam, and I'm like, every time they've come to our chat and brought it up, I've gone, go ahead, boys. Like we ran a charity thing for years, but have at her. So this guy, Magnesium Linoleum, was on today, and he goes, at 8:45 of the new Stalin clip. So these people spend their every waking minute, if you want me to set this up, they spend their every waking minute on Discord following this show and following me. It's an honor. Like, you cannot be, it is what I say it is. They are my lol cows. They are my pasture. I love them. And it is a Discord filled with cell phones, with, of course, cell phones. And it's captained by General Retard Moody, who I don't know if he has a job, because his whole thing is just being up all hours of the night watching Aaron. And I'm honored. He's almost like, I think he might be working for them because of how inept he is and how good he makes me look. So they had the Town Square fail last week because we've been saying, look, we hate Town Square. Town Square hates us. And they went, I found out from behind the scenes that Town Square hates Aaron. Good job. Good job. So this is all because they've got nothing left. They're still reeling from the plea deal. They just, dead to rights on the felony, and they whiffed badly on that. So now they're desperate for anything. It's over. Steel Toe is won. This is it. This is VST Day. But they're the Japanese at Okinawa in the bunker. So Aaron is confronted. I love how they say that, confronted. No, we're goofing on you retards. Aaron is confronted about the GoFundMe and again deflects and acts like he's not sure what they're talking about. No, dummies, as you're about to see in a second, I'm not deflecting. I'm telling you what reality is. So every time you tell these dipshits what reality is, they go, no, he's deflecting or he's coping about it. And then like 2 days later, they find out, oh, shit, Aaron was right. So then they post this clip, and then this guy writes, does anyone have the URL to the GoFundMe? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I forgot that the way we raised money for the DAV thing was through a GoFundMe. I had no idea. All I knew is we did the thing every year, dropped everything off of the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans, and then we just went about our business, And then this happens. Let's go to picture number 2. So they go looking for this URL. They're trying to find a URL from years ago. And this Moody, who I think is secretly working for me. I don't know if I feel bad, like I should be paying this guy. I think he might be working on my side. He writes, in the greatest cell phone of all time, he writes, literally just found out the donation was legit. Like, dude, you guys have been spending a week coping about this, watching me clown on you and goof on you. And and where did it bring you? Right back to, you couldn't live with your failure. Where did it bring you? Right back to me. So then literally just found out the donation was legit, but it's so weird how cagey he was about it. See, this is the classic Onion cope. They do this every time, and this has kind of just been their existence for the last couple of months. I wasn't being cagey about it. I looked you right in the eye. I can't help that you guys are so fucking delusional and stupid. You create your own realities, you swing and miss, and then you pretend like it's my fault that you were tricked. I told you point blank, like I've told you point blank every time, what it was. You didn't want to believe it. And then when the truth came out, instead of going, shit, Aaron got us again, now you're saying I was being cagey about it. No, I just knew you had nothing, so I brushed it off like I do everything else with you weirdos. But imagine this is your life, and this is his life. It's everything. Now, you should see some of the theories and the fan fiction this guy comes up with. I think he might be a little touched. If he had access to the GoFundMe all this time, he should have just posted proof of donation. No, because I don't see you as a threat or as people I need to address. I like letting you be retards so then I can make fun of you. If he had access to the GoFundMe, he should have just posted proof of donation. Why? This is so much funnier to watch you guys scramble and fuck it up so we can goof on you. So I can dunk on you and so Stalin can have a clip. Why didn't he just post the proof of donation? Because you people are our lol cows. We milk you. The farmer does not show the cows their bank statements. You guys create your fan fiction. We know what the truth is. We wave it right in front of your face. And then when you get proven wrong, you sit there and go, well, why didn't he tell us? Guys, it's too fucking easy. So then this guy, here comes the cope. Ready? He's probably just had multiple veteran scams and wasn't sure which way to lie. It couldn't be that I slow played the fucking hand because I knew that you guys had shit. See what I mean by the cope starts instantly? The cope starts immediately with, well, he must have been running a different scam. Dude. Oh. It's fucking beautiful, man. It's just, I only have one thing to say about it.
Why do they come to me to die? Why do they come to me to die?
I don't ask for it. I don't tell them to do it. It's all, like I said, it's almost like Moody's working for me and I'm setting him up. McBuster says NLO audience is literally begging him to snipe Steel Toe. They are not accepting Opie dirt. Yeah, Taste Fairy Iolto says, no, you're coping. That's about it. McBuster says, Moody, your boy lied. Well, Moody knows. Moody knows his boy lied, but it's the sunk cost fallacy for Moody. He can't admit it. He can't be honest and just say, God, we've really been swinging and missing a lot. This guy really has been making us look like a dipshit. Why do you think he retreats to that insular community on Discord? Because the minute you step outside of it, people go, Patrick's a fucking gross, fugly, kid-talking creep. He don't want to hear that shit. He can't handle that shit. He can't handle this shit. So people in the chat are saying, Moody, your boy lied. But he's not going to be, he's not going to hear it. Guys, don't worry. Like I said, we wave this shit right in front of them, and they don't suspect a thing. It's fucking perfect. So that was a great way to start the day. Again, thank you, Danny. I think he's on their Discord. He sent me the screenshots. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Yeah, I guess he's trying to transition to Opie now. He wants to watch Opie to try and get away from Steel Toe, because he's getting his fucking ass kicked by the Steel Toe thing. And it is nice that Patrick is acknowledging that it's over. That is nice, because you can only live in delusion for so long. Like, I'm on here goofing around, doing a show, being silly, and then going off and doing a life. He's made this his entire life's mission, and it's failed. What does a man do when his God is proven untrue? What does a man do when his religion is proven to be false and his idol, not an idol, but just a mere statue? What is a man to do when his faith is shaken to the core? He transitions to Opie. And here's the unfortunate part. His audience isn't going to give a fuck, because it's another thing that I've been telling him for 2 years that he stubbornly rejects. Making him my cow, I'm red barring the shit out of him, is I've been telling him your audience doesn't give a fuck about you. You're the conduit to me. Once you're done, once you got to tap out on this Steel Toe thing, you're done. You're going back to 30 people. Maybe you'll get a couple hundred like Zumach. That could happen. Maybe you'll do like almost our evening show number. Our evening show numbers are like 350 at their peak. They're not great. Maybe you'll do about that. But Opie, your people aren't going to. I bet you that if he's playing Opie, I'm guessing that his fans are turning on it and going, fuck this, we want Steel Toe. What the fuck? Why aren't you doing Steel Toe? I'm guaranteeing that's what's happening. Buzamak, yes, I did see that clip you made of Johnny. I laughed my fucking ass off. So Johnny was doing a bit. I'll go find it. Maybe we'll do it for overtime or something. He was doing a bit about people who beg for money online. And Buzamak superimposed like pictures of me or like videos of me with the goal up on the screen. And something else, I can't remember what it was. I had it was just before or just after I laid down for a little nap this afternoon. I had a day. I did the morning show. I did the Rumble Studio stream. And then I did the, I went and did my tabs. I had to go to the DMV and do my tabs. I did a little grocery shopping. And then I played with the dog for a little bit. Then I went up to fall asleep for about 15 minutes and ended up being about an hour. And either just before I went to bed or just after I woke up, I saw the Chad Buzamak tweet of the Johnny thing, and I did laugh really hard. It was really, really funny. Chad Buzamak says, another win for the toe. Dude, it's hard for me to even say another win for the toe because, like, it's so easy with those guys. It doesn't, again, it's like dunking on retarded kids at a playground. You shouldn't celebrate that. You look, I mean, it's not a good look, but it's just so fucking funny. It's so funny. Bapa Shab says, taking midday cat naps? Gay. Dude, between midday cat naps and what was the other thing? And Cucko the Clown that Bapa Shab created, and all our goals getting knocked out this morning, I'm having a hell of a day. A hell of a day. 170 is the number for this evening, guys. Let's go ahead and knock that out. Throw in a few bucks if you'd like. Let's take a look at the WHMH 101.7 top donations board. Jasper with 180. Bandit with 50. Labglass with 30. Brian M with 25. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's dish up a W for the toe. We're already starting at 170, so I wouldn't say pressure's fully off, but pressure's down there quite a bit. So now, yeah, we'll do this Chad Buzamak clip in overtime if we get there. He worked really hard on this, it seems like. I'm assuming he worked really hard on it. It looks pretty good. Uh-oh. McBuster says, it's funny to watch Melton flail around trying so hard to sell Opie. Please, the toe bump is over. Hackamania is going to suck again. Opie, guys. Guys. I mean, it failed last year. It's probably going to fail this year. It's, is it rough? It's just when you want to be like Mr. Call It Out soothsayer and you just end up being fucking wrong about everything. And by the way, me doing this, I don't think any of his people are going to be like, oh, I understand. I get it. I see the light. He's a lying charlatan sack of shit. And like switch over here. I don't want them. These people are too fucking stupid to function in polite society. I don't want that crowd. That they can go somewhere else. Someone else can take up the steel toe mantle who hasn't fucked it up as bad as Patrick has. But they're not going to. I'm just doing it to show the rest of the normal world that, hey, I think the war's over. We just dropped our atomic bomb. And literally, it's not even us dropping atomic bombs. They developed one, but they're monkeys, and they just blow it up on themselves. It's beautiful. Oh, man, I feel bad for Carl backing the wrong horse. Yikes. Well, he made his bed. Let's get into some shit tonight, shall we? Let's do it. Everybody throw in a couple. Let's get those books cooking. And let's get into some shit tonight. I didn't know if we should like stick the gossip in like 15 minutes in the middle or if we should just jump right into it. I was excited to have it. Plus, I don't want Stalin to have to dig through the whole show to post a clip. Give the kid the clip right up front. Let's go into the people mentioned this morning. The Tesla, the fat guy in Texarkana with the scooter outside the Chinese restaurant. So this is a quick, like, 11-second clip. But the stupidity of vandalizing Teslas because you don't like Trump and Elon Musk and Doge is an infectious disease. Like, it spreads. It's, as Sam in Outbreak said, it's airborne. Because these people just catch it. They see it online. And it's so amazing to watch. It's human psychology, like, in full practice before your eyes. Because so many people can see what these people are doing with these Teslas, and they can go, wow, that's insane. These people are fucked up. These are weirdos. And they can also rationalize and go, hey, these are liberals attacking cars that are primarily owned by progressive liberals who bought these cars to be cleaner for the environment. Now they're kind of being purchased by douchebags who buy the car in place of a personality. There's going to be a lot of repoed Teslas in the next couple of years. But anyway, and I don't mean the way Ashley St. Clair did it. We'll get to that later, maybe tomorrow. But some of these people will see the Tesla vandalism stuff, and for some reason, they'll go, that sounds like a great idea. I got to get me some of that Tesla vandalism. There was one guy I was watching today. He went to go vandalize a Tesla, forgot to put his fucking car in park. It started rolling away down the road. It was beautiful. So some of these people, like an airborne disease, see these Tesla vandalism videos and they go, hey, I hate Trump. I hate Elon. I must be one of the good guys. So they go out and do shit like this. Just some big fat black guy on a scooter hates Elon Musk, so he's going to damage some asshole's car, and that's going to show him. That's going to bring back the Department of Education. It's going to bring back U.S. aid. And imagine being so mad at a guy who, whether you think he's a douche or not, and I numero uno Josh Denny fan has turned me on this. Elon Musk is a douche. Like a big fucking dude. I can't handle this guy anymore. I wish he'd just sit at a desk behind the scenes, do his fucking Doge, and shut the hell up because he's remarkably obnoxious. He's also a piece of shit father, having way too many kids, can't take care of them. We've got a clip of one of them. I don't know if you saw this. One of his kids was on with Hassan Piker. I think that one's coming up next. And she's in desperate need of a real father. I mean, it's brutal how bad it is. But he keeps having these kids, and he thinks if he just throws money at it, then the kids are going to be fine. Do you see some of the broads you're having kids with, dude? That's who you're going to leave your children with? But hey, as long as you cut a check. This is a guy who, I can't remember who said it, but he's right. It was Bill Burr. People got really mad at Bill Burr for saying this guy was a nerd who didn't know how to talk to girls, and then he made a shitload of money. Bill Burr, I'm sorry, is 100% spot on about Elon. If Elon didn't have this money, he'd be a creep jacking off at a peep booth. I mean, Elon is a guy who, you know, the most attractive quality about him is his bank account. I don't even think that's debatable. He's a creepy guy. So, like, I like the job he's doing at Doge. I like the work they're doing. And these vandals are insane. You're vandalizing these Teslas because whether you like the guy's personality or not, he's saving you money. He's cutting spending. This is a positive thing, but we got to go hit. And by the way, you're hitting a stranger's car because you're mad at Elon. They must all be Onion fans. One more time. I got to watch this asshole. Look at it. And look at how casual he is. His big fat ass lunges forward like, this is the decision I've chosen to make. I'll come what may. He's got such a blasé, like resigned to what he's doing look on his face. Like, it's just like, another day at the office. Boom. Now he's got to restart his scooter so he can go backwards. Fucking asshole. That'll show him. That'll bring back U.S. aid. That'll bring Kamala the election. That'll show them. SC Motorsports says that's not a scooter. It's an ATV. Oh, it's like it kind of looks more like a go-kart than anything else. It's more of a go-kart kind of a thing. But either way, it's definitely going to change shit up. It's definitely going to be the thing that turns the tide here in this war with Elon. This is what's going to... People are going to finally see that big fat guy in a go-kart. The big fat guy in the go-kart crashing into the Tesla. They'll see him and they'll go, you know what? I think I've been on the wrong side this entire time. I think the whole time this has been going on, I've been dealing with the wrong people. I gotta get on team obese black guy on the go-kart. That's right. I'm throwing my MAGA hat in the trash. And I'm going right to fat black guy in the go-kart. Jesus. McBuster says, up until a few months ago, these were Elon's people. The dork wasn't invited to Biden's EV conference, and his kid being a Trump didn't help. He is not a conservative, just a bitter child. JH says, Ashley St. Clair makes Melanie Mack look like a nun. Ashley St. Clair is a grifting whore. Some people are saying that these days. That's an opinion that's been out there. Billy Bob Norris says, you effed up. Yes, when a bunch of righties are sympathizing with owners of electric vehicles. That it is a bit odd, isn't it? It's a little strange. 170 away from today. Go ahead and throw in. Let's get that goal knocked out. No movement so far, but we're 25 minutes in, and I've just been sitting here gloating, so I can understand why you might make me work for it. Let's do that clip of Elon's daughter. I mean, it depends on what side you're on. I've seen people say, oh, my God, Elon's daughter is owning him on Hassan Piker's show. I've heard other people use the term crashing out on Hassan Piker's show. Either way, she went on Hassan Piker's show, and she definitely made an impact. Now, is this the trans one, or is this one of the other 15 Tyreek Hill kids that he had? I don't know. I don't follow Elon's kids very closely. I'm proud of that, actually. I'm glad I don't sit there and research fucking Elon's family life like some kind of a creep. But she was on Hassan's show. Hassan hates Elon. Elon hates Hassan. See, I guess either Hassan blocked Elon or Elon blocked Hassan on Twitter. Either way, I don't want the guy who's running Doge getting in internet beefs with the Young Turks guy's nephew. We don't need the guy who's in charge of trying to balance our national budget and cut spending. We don't need him losing focus because his autistic fucking brain has to go fight with Hassan on Twitter, on the social media company that he owns. I really do. I love the job Elon has. I hate Elon. Like, he's really wearing thin. And I guess, like, right around inauguration time, he was already starting to rub Trump's inner circle the wrong way, too. But I guess he's the only one who wants to get in there. I would love to see Rand Paul be appointed as the head of Doge. You want to see some real based shit happen, give it to Ron Paul. Or Ron. Well, I guess you give it to Ron or Rand. Fuck it. Should we give old man... How great would it be if we gave old man Paul the keys to... the keys to Doge? Just have Ron's cranky ass get in there and just start ripping contracts up and deleting bank accounts and canceling automatic payments. I would love that. Give Doge to old man Ron Paul. Let him run it till he dies. That's going to be Ron's thank you for all his years of service. Bapa Shab says Ron would try to nuke the Fed and the Jays would poison his oatmeal. Yeah, but Ron's crazy enough where he's like, until I'm done with Doge, I'm not going to eat. What the fuck are you going to do? I'm going to have nanobots nurture me. What? How the fuck? I know that all of these people are going to try and poison my oatmeal, so I'm not going to eat until I'm done with my work at Doge. All right? Ron Paul going on hunger strike because he's worried the Jews will poison him. All right? Sounds good to me. I hear Ben Shapiro needs a gig. We could do that. Yeah, no, I don't want to give Ben Doge because then all of a sudden we'll be like, hey, we cut the deficit by $1 trillion. Hey, how the fuck did we give $1 trillion to Israel right now? What the fuck is good? Ben, God damn it, not again. No, we're giving it to Ron Paul, and he's going to take it over. Raz of Chaz starting us off tonight with $5. There we go. Raz with $5 says, gotta love getting 2 shout-outs in 2 shows. Don't worry, I won't start an N-word chant again this year. I've learned a lot of new words from watching Steel Toe since then. I lived a life so you guys could learn new words, like Cucko the Clown. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate that again. All right, guys, there we go. We've chipped away at the first rock, and there's our first $5 for tonight. Let's get moving. 170 was the number. Now it's 165. Get into PayPal, get into Streamlabs, get into Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships, and let's knock out that 165. And not only do we have a perfect Monday, but we have a shorthanded Tuesday with how far over the morning show audience went. So everybody team up. 165, not a bad number at all. Get it handled, and we'll call it another. It's been a very good day for the toe. That's for sure. Let's do the Elon's trans kid. Oh, this is the trans kid. That's what it says on the header here. Elon's trans kid going nuts about her dad on Hassan Piker's show. Here we go.
That's not happening, people.
Oh, that's a dude. Holy shit. I've never heard Elon's kid talk before. All I've done is heard daughter because they identify as a woman. Oh my God, they don't. You might need to up the hormone dosage, bro. That's sounding like you guys are arguing about football. No offense. But anyway, this is also indicative of kids who come from fatherless homes also. So just remember, before you go shitting on Elon's kid, like, oh, they're mentally ill. Of course they're mentally ill. They had somebody who dropped a load in their mom, paid him off, and then fucked off. But is it because he didn't have any money? No. Is it because he ran away and hid? No, he's all over the world. He's talking shit, making a bunch of money. He has plenty of time and plenty of funds to come see you and spend time with you. He fucking chose not to. Elon is a piece of shit, deadbeat dad. I don't care how many checks he writes to these women. Checks don't make you not a deadbeat. You can be with your kids every day, and you can still be a fucking deadbeat. I know a guy. I was one while I was fucking doing all that shit. No getting around it. It takes more than a check, and it takes more than waking up in the same house to not be a deadbeat. Look at the way Elon's kid turned out here. You don't think part of that's from not having the love of your father and not having your father around every day? That's definitely part of it. Let's get one thing straight. I love Doge. I love the idea of slashing the Department of Education and cutting all this waste and fraudulent spending. Elon Musk is a dipshit asshole. I don't like him. He's a useful idiot.
Happening, people. It's a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Do you know how long it would take to colonize Mars? Do you know how long it would take to terraform that thing? It's a marketing scheme that everyone somehow falls for. This is my native language, I promise. That everyone somehow fell for, despite being like debunked by a Google search. Like, are you serious?
Do people
No,
do Elon stans really think that we're going to colonize Mars in their lifetime? That's not a thing, is it? You understand it takes 9 months to get to Mars and 9 months to go back. Like, you go to Mars, you're hanging out for a while, and we're just going to build these tubes and tunnels and shit. No, we're not colonizing Mars. If Elon's got, I always just kind of took that for what I thought it was, which was billionaire bluster. It's like, oh, so maybe one day we can colonize Mars. I always thought that was just an autistic guy saying autistic shit. I didn't know people bought it. Goes to show how much I pay attention to weirdos. We're going to colonize Mars. Who said that? Elon said that. I'm pretty sure he was just whacking himself off, dude.
I do think that we are progressively getting dumber and dumber as a society. Is one of the things that I.
You know, it's funny. Hassan and I 1,000% agree on that, but I guarantee we 1,000% agree on who and what and why. Or no, we agree on the what. Everyone's getting dumber, but we disagree on who and why.
Yell about quite a bit. But this was, I mean, you're nailing a lot of the reasons why I was always initially annoyed with Elon Musk from the jump, because of all of this stuff where it was like, this is not happening. Like, I remember having these conversations with like the donut media guys who were like car guys, right? And I was like, on paper, I'm supposed to love this person because like this is supposed to be like a green energy focused person.
By the way, can we stop the bullshit that Tesla is a green energy company and that electric cars are green energy? Do we want to talk about mining the lithium? Do we want to talk about how the lithium is mined, how much, what the carbon footprint of that is, how much fossil fuels that takes up? Those charging stations, what are they powered by? Unicorn cum? Yummy. No. Like, there's nothing green about electric cars. They just don't burn gasoline. Oh, and when you plug them in, what's powering that? Jewish baby foreskins? No. The Moyles keep those. They have a collection. It's weird. I don't want to get into it today. But all of that shit, carbon footprint, all of that shit, oil and gas and coal and natural gas and everything else. Like the biggest myth that was sold to dipshit progressives was that the Tesla they're driving is clean. That the Tesla they're driving is carbon neutral or carbon beneficial. No. Just its fuel source is non-fossil fuel. That's it. Literally everything else about that vehicle, powered by petroleum.
But he's not, exactly. I'm saying, like, on paper, he's supposed to be, like, leading the charge on renewable energy and electric vehicles and yet, you know, he's such a fucking douchebag.
Here's the biggest problem I have. Like, they start shitting on Elon, and I'm like, I'm with you. And then you watch Hassan, and you're like, oh, you don't have a fucking thought in your head either. You're dumb. You just hate stuff. Like, you heard him. Like, he could have gone on a rant. He could have, like I just did. No offense, but you could have done what I just did. Laid out your points. What don't you like? Back it up with this. Back it up with that. Instead, Hassan's such an empty-headed liberal douchebag that he goes, yeah, and Elon, he just fucking douchebag. Like, go back to that again.
And
here,
he's supposed to be like leading the charge on renewable energy and electric vehicles. And
okay, now here's where you start laying out what I did with the lithium-ion batteries and all this other. This is where you start laying out your points, Hassan. Let's see when Hassan gets to take the stick and run with it, what he does.
And yet, you know, he's such a fucking douchebag.
That's it. Wow. The commentary. See, now look, I call people fucking douchebags, but it's usually punctuation. You know? It's after. You know, it's after the fact. After I make the list. Then I punctuate it with fucking douchebag. Fucking douchebag isn't my point. It's more my hypothesis. It's not my evidence. It's my hypothesis. Funeral director with $2 says Elon has real plans to colonize and inhabit Mars. I'm sure it's going to go great. Funeral director with $2 says EVs are much emission friendly than gas. Look it up. I 100% gave you that. The emissions, much cleaner than gasoline. Mining the lithium. Let's just talk about that. Mining the lithium to make the batteries. Do you want to see the carbon footprint of that? Manufacturing the parts to make the Tesla itself, the factories that it's made in. There ain't an arc reactor in there. The charging stations, the powering it, when you plug it in at night or you go to a charging station, all carbon footprint. All carbon footprint. It ain't green. It ain't clean. JH says, Aaron, Elon... I know you want to talk about that, JH, all the fucking time, but we can't do that 24 hours a day. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. You gotta JH, I'm really trying to like include, because you're newer to the show and I really want to kind of include you, but like all you ever want to talk about is you're like, this movie, Nick doesn't like this movie. Who gives a fuck? Like, he's got his own shit to worry about. He's got his own life that he's blowing up. We don't like every 5 minutes. It doesn't need to be that. So you can do this, buddy. You can do this. I believe in you. Did you guys hear about the Epstein curse? Did you guys hear about the latest that happened? This was one of those things where I needed to Google search it and independently verify because it just seemed a little too movie-esque to me. But that Virginia Giuffre, the Epstein accuser, she's dying. She got in a car crash. She now claims she has days to live and that she's in kidney failure and that she's about to die. It's too weird. It's too strange. Like, I understand people getting car crashes all the time. It happens. People get in accidents. People die in car accidents every day. But, like, they're talking about releasing the Epstein files. Guaranteed they're going to want to talk to this Virginia Giuffre once all the files come out. She can back up a lot of this stuff. It seems a little odd to me that now she's claiming that she's got days to live. She's accused the now deceased Jeffrey Epstein of sex trafficking. She shared a troubling IG post from a hospital claiming docs have told her she has 4 days to live, now down to 3, after an apparent car crash. In a Sunday IG post, Giuffre shared a photo of her bruised face from her hospital bed, asserting in the caption that she went into renal failure after a school bus crashed into her at a whopping 68 miles per holy shit while she was slowing down for a turn. Ooh. Giuffre claimed her injuries were so severe that doctors gave her just days to live and transferred her to a specialist urology hospital. But despite supposedly being at death's door, she still managed to muster up the strength to update her IG followers. Well, getting that out there. She seemed to accept her fate, writing she was ready to go, but wanted to see her kids one last time. Oh, fuck. But seemed to cast doubt on that happening and ended the post by thanking her fans for being a great part of her life. That sucks. Now, what's the deal with the school bus? Because if the school bus was like full of kids, terrible accident. That's horrible. Happens all the time. That's really unfortunate. If it was like empty and you just had the bus driver, I'm throwing up red flags. Right now, the details of Virginia's hospital visit are unclear, and there don't appear to be any media reports from Perth, the city where she lives with her 3 kids, or anywhere in Australia confirming her claim of a car accident involving a speeding school bus. Okay, this is weird. Along with Epstein, Virginia also accused Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell of sexual abuse. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence. As for Andrew, she sued him in 2021. They settled out of court in February of 22. So they settled that. Those lawsuits usually take a long time. They take years to get taken care of. Prince Andrew settled that shit in months. What does that tell you? So what's going on here? Is she lying? Is it about something? I mean, obviously she was injured somehow. That doesn't just, people don't just go into kidney failure and then start looking like that. Something happened to her. So what the fuck is this all about? There's no reports of a school bus crash or anything like that. That's odd. Yeah, Nomo says, when does a school bus ever go 70 miles per hour? McBuster says, when it's a CIA bus driver. Bocephus, I love that name, by the way. Bocephus says, did it for the gram. Oh, is that, she died for the gram? Dying for the gram. That's a new one. I've never heard that before, where you have 3 days to live just so you can get a good gram post out there. Wow, some people are fucking pot committed. Bocephus also says Epstein's remake of Speed sounds cool. $5 from Grand Poobah. He says, funny thing is, Musk has always been upfront about EVs not being as green as the left wants to market them as. He's always been about the money. Hulkamash Baby with $2 says, give me bigger pauses, please. Oh, God, he's got a clip. All right, let's see. Hey, guys, 160 away from tonight's goal. Let's get after it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, we're looking good. Let's have everybody throwing in. You know, we got to 100 Rumble members for the first time ever, and we're going to have to check on May 1st. Depending on how many of you, and this is kind of big, depending on how many of you decide to re-up those memberships, the goal could go down by as much as $20 a day for both shows. If people, because we've got high membership on YouTube right now, high membership on Rumble. If the people who get gifted renew their memberships, we're looking at a pretty sizable drop in both goals. So thank you guys very much for that. And if you want to renew those, what is it, $5 a month? Cool. Awesome. We just put another Steel Toe Radio episode up for members only on YouTube. I did get an update from Tronanon, our Rumble expert. He did tell us that right now Rumble does not have a members only option. And that really sucks. And that's unfortunate. Hopefully we'll be able to do something for the members very, very soon. Adam Simon with a gifted membership. Right now, the memberships on Rumble are just a way to support the show every month. Thank you. Thank you, Adam Simon, for gifting a membership. MN Vikings with $1.99 says Twins suck. 22 run differential going to the game on Thursday. Yeah, I heard they pulled their starters in the fourth inning today against Chicago. They were down 9-0. Looks like an 0-4 start for the Twins. I never liked this manager. I've never liked, the ownership has been bad since I was a kid. I really wish we'd change some shit up, but I wanted Doug Minkiewicz as our manager. I think it was when we hired Paul Molitor. I wanted Minkiewicz instead. I've always been a Minkiewicz guy, but the Twins are off to a rough start this year. The Timberwolves are just kind of middling, you know? The Wolves they're looking like a playoff team, but not like one of the upper echelon playoff teams. Like right now, we're still stuck at 7th in the West. However, we're 2.5 games out of 4th. So we're 2.5 games out of having home court in the first round. So it's a little deceiving. And we're 75 games in. So that's what? We got 7 games left. I mean, we can maybe catch LA. Can definitely still catch the Warriors and the Grizzlies. But catching the Lakers, man, you're running out of time. You're not going to get the Nuggets at 3 or the Rockets at 2. And I also think that this might just be the Thunder's year. I mean, the Thunder are good. I personally, if you made me predict right now, I'd say Celtics and Thunder in the finals. I don't believe in Cleveland. I just don't. I don't believe. Don't ask me why. It's not a basketball analysis thing. It's a gut feeling thing. I got Celtics and Thunder in the finals, and I think it might be the Thunder's year this year. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Where did that put us? 160 away from tonight's goal. Thank you very much. Keep that going. Let's keep running that. Let's keep getting that number down there, and let's ratchet up a win for the toe here on a Monday evening show. And we'll keep an eye on that Virginia Guffrey thing. That's really, really odd. So this next story became a little controversial. People are gossiping about this. SP showed me this clip. And I said, hey, do me a favor. Why don't you send that to me? You know, she'll be dicking around looking at like Daily Mail on Snapchat or something. And I'll kind of she'll go, hey, did you hear about this? I'm like, shoot me a text. Oh, there it is. SP's running the show. Moody, you better go, buddy. She's running the show, dude. She's doing all the prep. She's getting the whole thing. I think Moody might be my new favorite guy to fuck with because he has zero sense of humor and he is so dead ass serious about just everything steel toe related. He'd be a very funny guy to laugh at if we decided to do a deep dive. So for my onion people who send me stuff from that Discord, send me Moody stuff when you get it. He's funny because he doesn't He's funny because he doesn't get why he's funny. He might be my new favorite guy. Doorman with $5. Oh, I don't believe you. Doorman says, no joke, Rakeda is in the bar I work at right now, butchering free falling. Really? I thought he was in L.A. doing the Dick Masterson stuff. He's back home. So he's butchering free falling. Oh, boy. Well, that's weird because he can sing a little bit. But then again, I guess if you do enough drugs and it fucks up your voice and it fucks up your brain, maybe that can go. He can usually sing a little bit. He's not a bad singer. Thank you, Everything Farley. Give it time, buddy. Give it time. That's going to be another one that's going to break your guy's heart. I've told you from Jump Street, that shit takes a long time. Took me 3 years to get to 101. From the time I started meeting them to when we started doing stuff. That's going to be the next one that breaks your heart, buddy, and all you other guys. When it does happen, I think my next meeting is in May. Not that I expect anything to be finalized then, but that's going to be another one that's going to hit them like a ton of bricks, and I think that's going to be the next one they're going to have to cope for. Sam Show says, I'm fine with the idea that SP is running the show. It's not funny. It doesn't change this gay shit. Okay, fine. SP runs the show now. There you go. See? It's been confirmed. SP is running shit. Thank you, Doorman. 155 away from today's goal. God damn. Well, Doorman, throw us a little something else. And let us know. Oh, God, I'm getting all kinds of stuff now. Are you sure he's butchering it? That's unfortunate because that means then he's really fucked up because you would think that he'd, they got a karaoke night in his area that's going on right now. That's too bad if he can't sing anymore. Just another thing taken away that he loves, like cocaine. Poster. Hey, Matt's writing in, everybody. Matt's here. Matt says, I know you've moved on, but it took a while to research this. I checked the patent on unicorn cum as charging station fuel. Already registered by Johnny Crutches. Bastard had the unicorn cum market cornered too. So he's been milking unicorns as well. God damn it, Johnny.
If they're rank.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong clip. Sorry. It's not the one I wanted. Jesus Christ. All right, guys, 155 away from tonight. Keep it going. I like those. I like that little rush we just went on. Little Streamlabs, little PayPal, little Venmo, little Super Chats, little Rumble rants. Keep it going. Let's see how much trouble we can get into tonight. 155 away from knocking it out. So this next story out of Texas. People were giving this, you see the guy in the blue striped shirt? People were giving him shit. He's one of the school employees, and a couple of students were in a fight / a fucking beatdown here. And people were giving this guy in the striped shirt a bunch of shit because he was just sitting there holding his coffee while two kids were fighting each other. Well, I'm sorry, but I got nothing but sympathy for teachers and principals who don't want to get mixed up in these scuffles because these kids start beating the fucking shit out of each other. And then a teacher comes in and grabs one of them around the neck and pulls them off. And then all of a sudden on the news the next day, you got the parent of the kid who was savagely beating the other kid going, my baby didn't do nothing. And them teachers put their hands on him and he injured. He can't eat right or talk right. Oh, those teachers, my kid didn't do nothing wrong. And here they are. My baby's a victim. He didn't do nothing. My baby wouldn't do that. So I don't blame him. I'd walk right past the fucking thing whistling zippity doodah. I would not give a shit. It is a thankless job to get involved in these fights. It is a completely thankless job. But prosecutors in Texas are considering criminal charges against the punk who beat the crap out of a fellow student at a junior high school. The attack happened Friday morning at Hardwood Junior High in Bedford, Texas. And viral video shows a student repeatedly punches Pierre in the head as he kneels on top of his victim. As he's pulled to his feet, he kicks the other kid's face. Yeah, of course. Of course. We've got the fight here.
Oh, shit.
See, look at how light they touch him, because if they do anything more than that, they're going to get sued. Somebody's going to be all over their ass. The parents, like nobody, all the students, these students aren't going to say, oh yeah, those kids were fighting. We were all really scared. They're going to go, nope, that teacher put hands up. They didn't need to, they'll say like, oh, the teacher didn't need to pull him off the kid that hard. Or he hit his head because he pulled him so hard, the other guy fell down, the kid who was punching this dude in the head. People are giving this guy shit because he's sitting there holding his coffee. These guys aren't allowed to touch these students. There's nothing they can do because the parents are such piles of dog shit now. They defend their fucking children on this stuff. Oh! There. Oh boy. Well, that's embarrassing too. Your fucking balls are out. And, you know, in some instances, you stomp on a guy's head, you can get attempted murder for that shit. You stomp on somebody's foot, you bet your ass you can. I mean, we're not going to, like, I know they talk about the school-to-prison pipeline. Oh, we got to stop the school-to-prison pipeline. Some of these fucking people belong in prison. I'm sorry, just because you're 17 doesn't mean you can't go to the booty house. Fucking, you stomped on a kid's head and beat him senseless. You're going to jail. We're not going to let you out because you let these kids stay in school. They do everything they can to keep these kids in school. It just distracts every other kid from being able to get an education. Fuck that kid. Lock him up. Charge him to the hilt. And let's weed out the weak. Let's get these fucking kids out of these schools. So you don't have to hear from their shitty parents who raised shitty kids. And then these teachers don't have to be in a position where they're like, do I do the right thing and possibly get sued and fired? Or do I let this kid beat the shit out of this kid? What do you do? Oh. Yeah, like what are you supposed to do? I know people are giving that teacher, like I said, that people are giving that teacher shit. What's he supposed to do? Oh, he was detained by police and the case will be referred to the Tarrant County Juvenile Justice Center. The DA will review the case and make a determination on whether charges are warranted. You're fucking right, charges are warranted. Cops say a Bedford PD police officer working as the school resource officer responded to the fight and took control of one student, with the school nurse treating the other student for injuries. You also see a teacher try to break up the fight without putting his coffee down. I get it. How many times these teachers got to get involved and then they end up getting in trouble? What are you supposed to do? They want to keep their fucking job. And it's a thankless job to go and intervene in that shit because someone else has shitty parents and had a dog shit upbringing. Eaton Clam says, how many times has Aaron woken up in that position? Public streets, pants down, man on top. Hey, wait a minute. Never black. Bapa Shab says, you stomp on someone's head, it's time to go away for a bit. Yeah. I don't care how old you are. Oh, well, doesn't he deserve a second chance? No, I'm sorry. He doesn't deserve a second chance. At what age do you learn that it's not okay to stomp on somebody's head? I'm going to say 4 or 5. So that kid's had at least a decade of being available to hear the message, don't stomp on somebody's head. It didn't take. CJ with $2 says, charge the coward teacher. I don't care. Do the right thing. I would have said that 5-10 years ago. I was the same way you were about this shit. But you know what? Fuck them. These schools don't stand up for their teachers. These parents don't stand up for their teachers. They make excuses for their dog shit kids. That's why the kids are the way they are now, is because those parents make excuses all the time. So yeah, Fine, you don't want me putting hands on students? Fuck you, I'll just drink my coffee. I get it. Yeah, and people are saying in the chat, I think a racist was just created that day. I mean, say what you want, but I think that kid might develop a few feelings about the community after that. $5 with Doorman says, I'll stay after. I'm done. Just get some video on the Towboys page. It's in Wilmer. Can't believe I didn't fall in love with him. Oh, he says new boot goofing. Oh, man. Is he drinking? Like, is he getting the last few cocktails and drugs in before the probation, Doorman? Let us know. Give us the deets. Apparently, Nick's out drinking and doing karaoke on a Monday at the bar that Doorman works at. You know, when I have a drinking problem or I have a drug problem and I'm about to go on probation for 5 years, I don't try to quit or I don't try to get treatment for it or anything. I just try to slam them as fast as I can until April 18th. That's what I do. I just pound those drinks as quickly as possible. Well, there you go. On the ground reporting from Doorman. Yikes. That is a rough one. Pounding the drinks, butchering free falling. Is that what he said? And just getting hammered. Oh, well, no, we can't confirm getting hammered yet. Doorman will get back to us in a little bit with getting hammered. Look at us. I'm TM Zumach all of a sudden. I've got insider sources. 150 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. Keep going. Let's do it. Yeah, there is a place that I think at 6 o'clock in the evening out there in central Minnesota has karaoke night. It's a VFW. Yeah, that's the place that I know has karaoke on Monday nights is the Wilmer VFW starting at 6 o'clock. Hey, you got to get those fucking benders in. You only got, 19 days? I mean, forget, that it's a Monday night and you've got 5 children. I mean, you got to get all that boozing in because you don't have a problem. Oh, it's sad. It's really fucking pathetic. Did you guys hear the latest on... Oh, no, Ryan the Garbage Man is pissed. He said, has Ricada soiled my beloved Wilmer VFW? Yo, boy. Green Caps Lockwood becoming a member for 1 month says, only interesting news about Ricada lately. Well, I think he's trying to get the last days at the lodge in for the old, for whatever drugs you can still get your hands on and whatever boozing you can still do. Got to get that in before before that evil government comes and punishes him for just being so fucking cool. Who's believing that shit? Oh, they're saying he's stinking up the place. Oh, good Lord. All right, thank you guys very much. So, Argentina's Milei, their new president, he's about to spill the beans on Hitler. Did you hear this? So, I don't know. I don't know much about this show, Redacted. I think Joe Rogan has had one of the hosts on, but there's this show Redacted. I believe it's an internet show. And the hosts we're talking about this Javier Milei. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Forgive me if I'm not. The president of Argentina. He's going to release all the files on Adolf Hitler. And the fact that they're claiming, this is what they're claiming now, I don't know what's true, that Adolf Hitler made it to Argentina and that he lived for 20 years, kind of with a puppet, like a mini Nazi regime and his other Nazi guys there in Argentina, lived out the rest of their lives. I did not know. Here's something I learned. The skull that they claimed was found, that the Soviets claimed they found in the bunker, female skull. They never found Hitler's skull. So maybe you're not going to burn a skull down to dust by just, gassing it and lighting it on fire. You need something a little more high powered than that. So it's not like Hitler's skull would have just disappeared. They don't have it. They didn't find it at that bunker. Hitler's skull was nowhere to be found. Just some chick, some lady's skull. And by the way, That's not conspiracy theory. That's not anything like that. That's 100% confirmed fact that they never found Hitler's skull. Let's go ahead and watch this redacted clip about Millier and Hitler.
Adolf Hitler didn't kill himself in a bunker in Berlin.
What do Jeffrey Epstein and Adolf Hitler have in common? Okay.
As the Red Army closed in. I think that's, we all know that was a fabricated story, or if you watch the show, you probably understand that. Hitler actually fled Germany weeks before that using a group of underground tunnels that led to an airstrip. And that airstrip was flown. He was flown from Berlin out. It took submarines, or multiple submarines that were used, U-boats that were then sent to Argentina.
Fuck, there are worse places to live out your retirement years than Argentina. You got to think that those guys escaped with a few bucks, right? Any money that Germany had, those guys had it. They pocketed it. So Hitler escaping to Argentina, gets to live out the rest of his life beachside in Buenos Aires. Sunshine, umbrella drinks, dirty naked freaks. Sorry, a little Con Air. Holy shit. It had to be hard, though, for a guy like Hitler not to, let people know he's alive. You know, not to be like, I'm still here. Fuck you guys. You couldn't get me. Blah, 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 blah. But then again, I guess he was really sick with, Parkinson's. So it's not like those 20 years were a good 20 years. He was sick with Parkinson's. I'm guessing maybe that might have subsided a little bit, seeing as his new life might have been a little less stressful. But if he pops his head up for just a second, they're coming to get his ass. So Argentina probably told him, look, bro, you got to keep it on the fucking QT. We'll take your money. You know, we'll take you and your Nazi boys pumping money into our economy. But look, the Allies will fucking invade and occupy Argentina if they find out you're here. So just keep her quiet. Your new name will be, Dolph Hansen. And you're going to shave the mustache, first of all, or grow it the fuck out and just keep it cool.
In other words, Hitler lived for nearly 2 decades more in Argentina, along with vast numbers of the Third Reich. Well, now Argentinian President Javier Milei has just ordered the release of all remaining documents on all of those Nazis who fled Germany and moved to Argentina after World War II. Basically, it was...
See, that's what's always gotten me. It's all these underlings got to Argentina. So all these non-Hitler Nazi guys made it to Argentina, but the main man didn't? That doesn't make any sense. So the main guy didn't get to Argentina, but a bunch of his underlings somehow left the bunker, ski-daddled, and went, but Hitler stayed behind. I ain't buying it.
It was almost like a second base of operations in Argentina. If you're not familiar with that, basically the Third Reich operated out of Argentina and Germany. And many of them, including Adolf Hitler, lived in Argentina well after 1945. Most people know that Hitler lived out his days in Bariloche, Argentina, until he died there in the mid-1960s. Yes, you can...
I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about Bariloche. And I'm still not sold on it. It makes sense, but I didn't know until today. I had no idea. I don't know if you guys didn't know that either, but yeah, the skull they found for Hitler was not Hitler's skull. It was some German chick's skull.
You can read the CIA documents about this, the FBI documents also about sightings of Hitler in this area. They knew about it. Of course they knew about it. It was largely facilitated, I think it's safe to say, by the United States and its allies.
Wait, what? We facilitated Hitler going to Argentina. I understand Operation Paperclip, why we'd want Werner von Braun. I get that, but what do we want Hitler for? What's the benefit of getting Hitler out of there and keeping him alive?
Operation Paperclip, anybody? Quid pro quo?
Also, if you look into this, the skull that is held in Russia that was supposedly the remains of Adolf Hitler with a bullet wound in it is female.
Yeah.
So when you look for proof that Hitler did in fact kill himself in the bunker, you are going to find a lot of dead ends.
Yeah, and all you need to read, you can read a great book on this called The Gray Wolf. It's a great book. There's many books written about this now. But yeah, the skull, the fragments, they ran the DNA tests on it, and the Soviets allowed them to do this testing. And even Stalin openly talked about that Hitler lived, that he was not there. So Stalin even knew about it. It's why.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that Hitler was going to let the Soviet Union take even his bones. You know, I have a hard time believing he would have allowed that. So how about that? Like, Hitler gets away. Hitler goes to Argentina. It's pretty fucking wild, dude. It's pretty wild that Hitler might have made it. And, like, again, why would we help him? I don't get it. But I'm looking forward to those papers coming out, man. That Javier Milei is kind of cool. You know, you got Viktor Orban in, is it Hungary? You've got Milei in Argentina. There's a few, like, Trump-like guys out there at the same time as Trump. So it's kind of fascinating. But those papers coming out, holy shit. I bet you there's a lot of people that don't want those getting out there. Javier Milei is probably taking some phone calls until those papers get out. Sam Show says Russians need a symbolic victory, so we gave it to them. They picked him up in a Studebaker. That was the documentary I watched. Gray Wolf, says Taste Fairy Alto. I'm writing that one down. I'm going to watch that. What is it called? Gray Wolf? That's how Hitler escaped? Gray Wolf. Deal. Count me in. Sam Show says the war was over. Everybody needed some kind of win. Jews get a lot of great perks as a result. They got Israel. Jayfish says Operation Paperclip helped tons of them come here. Right, but I don't understand our benefit in letting Hitler live. Like, okay, him getting away, if he got away, I'm sure we're like, all right, fine, whatever, war's over. He ain't coming back. But, like, where do we stand to benefit helping him get out? Unless we were keeping him in Argentina and, like, if shit got bad with the Soviets, think about that, right? Could you imagine, like, let's say the Soviets cross Checkpoint Charlie and they go into Western Germany and we're facing full-scale World War III with the Soviet Union. And all of a sudden the phone rings in Argentina and they're like, hey, you rested, buddy? We're going to need you. Like, all the Jews in the American government are like, what the fuck are you doing? And we're like, we need a commie killer. He's the best one we got. Well, I don't understand. Most of us are spies working for the Soviets. Oh, shit. Sorry. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe we were keeping Hitler in Argentina just in case we needed him. Halada Vagina says, I just got here. The host resembles a certain clown I saw on Facebook today. I think his name was Cucko. You know who I thought of today when we were doing that Cucko the clown bit? You know which one of our co-hosts would have had a fucking field day with Cucko the clown? Corey Adam. Corey Adam would have gotten crazy mileage out of the Cucko the clown bit. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. A little light tonight. We're at about 260 for this evening. A little lighter than usual. And you can tell we've made a whopping $20 in our first hour tonight. 150 is the goal. You guys are the evening show. The morning show kicked ass. Let's do this. Huh? 510, 510, 510, 510. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's get this thing going. You know, when we clear the goal on a Monday morning and we clear it by like 70 or 80 bucks, I spend the rest of the day just whistling. I'm like, well, shit, evening show's next. We're $30 ahead in the evening show. Fait accompli, my friends. Don't make a fuck out of me here. CJ, thank you for the $2. He says, explain dental work matching meticulous records. Hey, like I said, I walked into this thing, you know, thinking that Hitler died in the bunker. But if they don't have his skull, how do they have his teeth? Hitler dental records. Hitler's dental record played a crucial role in confirming the identification of his remains, with dental remains found in the Chancellery Garden, matching his records and later confirmed by Soviet archives. Oh, and a French forensic pathologist. I was going to say, I don't trust the Soviets. Like, oh, the Soviets confirmed it. All right, then what about the skull? Hitler's skull. Tests on skull fragment cast doubt on Adolf Hitler's suicide. Skull plates also come together to correspond to someone under the age of 40 years old. So they had his dental records, but they didn't have his skull. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And look, I ain't a scientist. But aren't your teeth in the same neighborhood as where the skull area stuff would be? I fell asleep in school a few times, but I don't know. Stop being anti-Semitic, Aaron. Oy vey. I'm just asking questions. 383 Novocaine with $2. Says Cucko the Clown, expert at balloon knot animals. Hey, there you go. Hey, I want to knock out tonight's goal. So I was going to show you the Cucko the Clown picture that the audience came up with. Knock out that goal first, then we'll pull up some Cucko stuff. And then we've got some clips for you today as well. Everybody throw in 5 or 10. We got a smaller crowd than usual tonight. Again, we're up to about 260, so we're about 50 off the pace. So we're going to need all of you chipping in a little bit tonight, if you don't mind. And then we'll knock it out and call it a perfect Monday. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, all of those links are in the chat pinned to the top of the page. Help us out. If you could, we appreciate your help. It keeps us going here on the toe. We got a couple of child star clips coming up in this next segment here. And, dude, like the older, you would think that the older child stars get, the further away from the fucked up abuse and crazy shit they went through, like the better off they would be. But these people are getting older and like they're getting worse. So we've got two people. We got Bella Thorne, who was a Disney chick, and then Justin Bieber, who was a child music star as a teenager. And it's like the older they get, just the more fucked up they are. Like there's just these demons, and they're trying to outrun them, and they're trying to outrun them. And you'll see like in their late teens, early 20s, this, exaggerated, crazy fucking behavior and this outlandish, colorful behavior. And you'll be like, oh, maybe they're just eccentric. And really what it seems to be is that they're just trying to do anything they can to kind of run away from the abuse they suffered. Because now Bella Thorne, I'm thinking, is about in her 30s, and it's starting to catch up with her, and she's starting to face it. And it seems like Justin Bieber may be having a harder time with it, based on an Instagram stream that he released recently. And then I'm thinking that JoJo Siwa, I'm thinking she was super abused because she's like, I'm bi, but I'm straight, but I'm lesbian, but I might be trans, but I might be non-binary. And it's like, that's a Dan Schneider type victim. 1,000%. Like, she's the newest one. And she's the one who in 10, 15 years, it's going to catch up with her, and she'll be dancing with knives in her fucking entryway. It's crushing to see what this shit does to people. Adam Simon with $2 says, do it for Cucko. Yes. Do it for Cucko. Thank you. And holy fuck, we got Fuck You Dude dropping in a hundo over there on Rumble.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. That's insanely generous. We'll take 80 of that home with us. And that drops us down to $70 for tonight. Well, there you go, guys. Finish it up. Or do it for Cucko, as Adam Simon says. Fan-bloody-tastic. $70 away from today's goal. Thanks a million, fuck you, dude, for jump-starting us this evening. Yeah, did you see that jacket that JoJo Siwa was wearing at some awards show? It's just, you look at it and you just go, they're using this chick like she's the new spokesperson for fucked up kid brainwashing. And like she was like a cute Disney or Nickelodeon kid, and now she's just an androgynous fucking freak show. You know, because of all this fucked up shit they probably did to her, and now they're kind of using her to brainwash kids. And I'm actually proud of my oldest. My oldest was for like 5 minutes a JoJo Siwa fan a few years ago, and then she was like, "No, she's weird, Dad." I'm like, "Thank God," because you don't want to like tell your kids, you can't watch it, you can't do that, you can't. Like, if it's inappropriate or it's bad for them, whatever, and it's apparent, like swear words and violence and shit like that, you can go ahead. The guys, we're not watching that. You're too young for that. But, like, you look a little nutty if you ban, like, a JoJo Siwa. Oh, she's colorful and she's dancing. And you look like John Lithgow in fucking Footloose, like you're not allowing dancing in town. So you got to be careful with that stuff. Luckily, my daughter was very, very smart. And one day she's just like, "Dad, JoJo Siwa's weird. I don't like her." I'm like, thank God, you know, got a smart kid. Where's the, so she showed up in like a trans rights or human rights fucking gay jacket. Yeah. This one. She looks like Jaron Clinch, who's a guy I'll watch on Instagram. He's this dumb hick from Wisconsin who does retarded videos. Like, she used to be like a cute kid. And I'll show you a Jaron Clinch clip here in a second. Like, okay, look at her. And yeah, trans rights are human rights. Protect trans kids. So she's just a fucking probably molested, fucked with, victimized child star who's now, and this is kind of a theme in the LGBTQ plus community, fucking sue me if I'm wrong, these victimized kids become advocates for the fucking cause, and the cycle repeats. And it's hard for me not to have empathy with her because I think she was abused. And I don't think that's a reach considering she's a child star. My beef is with the fucking goblins and the fucking monsters who turned her into this. And her parents who just, you know, let her do it. There's Jaron. You tell me if you don't see a little bit of a similarity between old Jaron and JoJo here. Hold on a minute. So here's JoJo. See here? That's JoJo Siwa. Pretend trans rights are human rights. And here's Jaron.
A damn petition to bring down the cost of fishing line? Holy shit. Fleet Farm bent me over again. Probably bent over Bob, too. Just spent $125 on Power Pro, Sufficient, Suffix, all the braided shit. I don't know what I need to fish anymore, but I'll tell you one thing, I'll do anything it takes.
So there's Jaron Clinch, there's JoJo. Fucking A, right? Back up, Jaron.
Phineas will do anything for fur, bunny. But wow, that don't mean I'm not.
So there's Jaron, there's JoJo. They're the same person. Jaron Clinch, JoJo Siwa. JoJo Siwa, Jaron Clinch. Should get Jaron that jacket and have him put it on. See how it looks. Something tells me he'd say no thanks. But yeah, it's just, they just, again, like you get abused and then you become part of the clique. It's like getting bit by a zombie, you know? Rachel says, my 8-year-old was like, I don't like the Snow White movie because she is not white as snow. LOL, good girl. Jesus. I don't think you should be cheering on the idea that like, my daughter doesn't like Snow White because she's a fucking mixed breed. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Jesus. Although Sam Show says based child. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, Dallas David says they're clones. They're the exact same thing. So this other child star, Bella Thorne. Now I think she's done the OnlyFans thing. She didn't go like porno, but she did like risque photos for people. She did the exhibitionism thing, which seems to be one of the ways that these child stars cope when they become adults. Now she's giving an interview about her time as a child star at Disney. And first of all, this is a woman who's in her late 20s, early 30s. And just look at how bad this experience ages these poor people. I mean, they wear the stress and the abuse on their face, and it's so unfortunate. That's why I try not to get too upset or too annoyed with like the JoJo Siwas of the world, because it's like I know she's gonna be Bella Thorne or the Drake and Josh kid in a decade or so, and you want to let them know that they have a welcome place to fucking talk about the bad shit that happened to them, because. Right now, that JoJo Siwa is being used as a pawn for people with an agenda. But it seems like when they come out to say they were victimized, people just kind of forget about them. And I think we owe it to them so that other people will speak out, and maybe we can kind of break this cycle to support these people when they come out and admit this shit. At least as much as we did when we were watching them shave their head and go fucking bananas.
It is what it is. Like, it's like anything in my life. I mean, if you read the book, you'll be like, transitioning from Disney to this was fucking easy. I don't know. Getting molested from your 6 to your 14 seems like way harder circumstances, or being physically abused all the time seems like a much more difficult situation than fucking have paparazzi following you since you were 12. I don't know. I was still being molested when paparazzi were still fucking following me. So it's pretty hard in my mind to think about these big flashlight photographs and everyone thinking they know me and talking about me, but having no idea the type of mistreatment that I was still dealing with at that time.
Here's what's gross to me. I think those TMZ people, and I think those people snapping photos of her, did know what was happening to her. You can't be in this business and be following this business that long and not know that every single one of those kids, what are the odds that it's just the ones that go public? What are the odds that it's just the ones who out Dan Schneider? They're all going through it. These people are predators. They're beasts. They're animals with hidden horns. They're bad, evil people, and they need to be stopped. But like, again, TMZ, the paparazzi, they don't want to know about it. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. They're part of the same hypocrisy. They snap the photos. They film these poor little kids. They ask them questions that are way too inappropriate and way above their pay grade for their age. They force them to grow up too quick. And then when the news comes out that Bella Thorne was molested for her entire run as a child star, they go, oh, well, how did we know? Because you've been following this shit. It happens to every one of them. You fucking know. So instead of taking pictures of Bella Thorne or Justin Bieber or Britney Spears, or what was the crazy one who they've already got their hooks into? JoJo Siwa. Instead of taking pictures of them, go find the people managing them. Go find the people running Disney. Go find the people running Nickelodeon and fucking pressure those people to admit what they've done, and then do your job as fucking journalists and arrest these people. Get these people arrested. Like, look at Bella Thorne. Tell me she's not drugged to the gills. I'm not saying on illegal shit. I'm saying like prescriptions. To just get up in the fucking morning with all the shit she's been through.
That everyone around me saw and did nothing.
Right.
So I don't know. You tell me what's so hard. Because that to me, way harder than any other of this other shit that I do on a daily basis.
So now when she does, here's part of the problem too. When she voices her abuse, it's on some shitty network called Build. But when she was promoting her Disney shit, it was on Good Morning America and, ABC, NBC, CBS, MTV. You don't think that they knew? You don't think that they're part of the whole system? You don't think that there's a reason that Bella Thorne isn't on Good Morning America talking about this? Because they're part of it. They're all protecting each other. It's all rotten. And it needs to be, torn the fuck down. Oh, by the way, fuck you dude's $100. We just went all crazy and thanked him for the $100. But he did write, are you growing out the goatee again? Pepperidge Farm remembers the last time you did that. I'm not. I just haven't shaved in a few days. That's all it is. Just haven't shaved in a while. That's all. JH says, Aaron, back in the 90s and 2000s, Joss Whedon, the Buffy and Avengers director, and Bryan Singer were predators. Is that an allegedly thing or are there allegations? Joss Whedon allegations. Joss Whedon, director, once an icon of Hollywood feminism, now an outcast accused of misogyny. Toxic workplace environments he had allegedly created in many of his projects. Nothing here about molesting, though. In 2021, Trachtenberg accused Buffy the Vampire Slayer creator Joss Whedon of inappropriate behavior on set after her co-star Charisma Carpenter said she had been left traumatized due to the treatment she received from Whedon. Okay, there might be something there. Bryan Singer, I remember those allegations. To settle SA lawsuit for $150,000, accused of SA back in 2019, and then faced new sexual misconduct allegations. So yeah, I remember the Bryan Singer thing. For some reason, I don't remember the Joss Whedon one. Nomo says, nah, Whedon was just a creepy jerk. Singer was a real creep. Okay. No Pen 15 with $2. Thank you very much, buddy. We are $70 away from knocking out tonight. Go ahead and jump in there and take care of it, boys and girls. Just a little bit at a time. We'll get it all taken care of. Oh, boy. I can't read that one, Doorman, but thank you for the $5. Well, enjoying a few cocktails before they all go away. Thank you, Doorman, for the $65 away from tonight. Thanks again. You guys are the best. Thank you, Doorman, for that 100 earlier. Means a ton. Thank you guys for your incredible generosity. So then there's the Justin Bieber thing from today. You know, if you're Justin Bieber, you got more money than God. You got a wife. I think he has kids, doesn't he? You don't need to be live streaming. Put the fucking phone down. I know it's got to be hard, like being one of the biggest stars in the world, and then all of a sudden you got to be in a quiet, empty house, you know, with just your family. That sucks. You know, I can't imagine. But you got to be able to adjust, man. You got to be able to, you know, I mean, when your whole life is entertaining tens of thousands of people at a time, I'm sure being in a house with 2 or 3 other people and that being your life has got to be insane. It's got to be crazy. But got to learn how to love that, because Justin Bieber shouldn't be popping onto a live stream. Like, Justin Bieber shouldn't be turning on his phone. Look at him with the shirt off and his eyes looking all sunken in. I mean, shit. It's like it's so sad that it just, because you look at Justin Bieber and there was a while there where you thought he's one of the normal ones. He's one of the kids who got out. He escaped, so to speak. And then like a goddamn time bomb that's inside their system, it goes off at some point. You know, Britney Spears, it went off right away. There was no delayed fuse. It was just boom. She just went fucking insane. I feel like Christina Aguilera kind of, like, the ones who disappear, you just kind of hope they disappear because they dealt with it and they handled it and now they can live a full life. Like, I wonder, like, Justin Timberlake has seemingly been fine, and he was in the Mickey Mouse Club, which, you know that they fucked around with those kids, and then also that boy band shit where that Perlman guy was a fucking creep. And record executives are known to be creeps. And you're like, how did Justin Timberlake get out of all of that unscathed? And you know, or did he? And has he just been, you know, behind the scenes dealing with it for all these years? But this is the Justin Bieber short little live stream that's got people a little concerned today. He looks fucked up. Yeah, I mean, he looks fucked up. I just don't like that we have that much access. You know what I mean? I just don't like that we have that much access to Justin Bieber and like really famous people. They just pop on their phone and now we can just see them. They're just there. Like, hey guys, like, no, don't hey guys me. Go live your life. Go do your thing. We don't we don't need to be a part of this, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's weird. Nomo says that's because Timberlake is part of the cabal. Oh, he joined the group, huh? Yeah, I think Shia LaBeouf stepped away for a little bit, and he dealt with his shit, and he seems like he's better now, too. You know, he was a Disney kid, so, you know, something probably happened. Shit, man. That's really too bad. Bambi Rose says he's a new dad. What the fuck is he doing? I mean, I really thought Bieber was like, he had his shit together, and maybe he does. Like, maybe he just got a little buzzed up. Maybe he got a little drunk. He turned on his phone. Like, yeah. You ever, like, you're a little more drunk than you thought you were, you know, before you go to bed or something, and you're slurring a little bit more than you thought? Hopefully that's what happened. I don't want to think that it was anything worse than that. Mussolini Diff with $2 says, look up Ariana Grande BAFTA. She ain't looking good. Oh, yeah, is that where she had, like, Stegosaurus back? Yeah, like our generation of child stars, they're all starting to crash out. Like you had the ones who crashed out early, like Demi Lovato crashed out in her 20s, and seemingly she's okay now. She had a couple of heroin overdoses. You know, I don't think she's like, I don't know if she's all the way sober or if she's just like not doing hard drugs. I'm not sure. But it seems like, you know, there was a while there where it was touch and go. You were like, Demi Lovato might be the next one to kick off. But she seems like she's done all right. It is. I think the ones that stay famous are like staying famous so they can sprint, they can outrun all the abuse. And then once the fame runs out and, you know, you just kind of, you know, everything kind of goes quiet and the smoke and the lights are gone. Then you gotta sit down and it's quiet and you gotta think about that shit. And I can't imagine how difficult that is. But yeah, the Ariana Grande BAFTA thing is really bad. Really bad. Ariana Grande BAFTA. Yeah. Jesus Christ. She looks like a doll. She's just so fucking tiny and like dead eyes, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes. Doesn't seem to be living till she bites you. All of those kids though, like I don't think you escape it, you know? And it's weird because Ariana Grande looked like she was 19 forever and now all of a sudden just hit a wall. And like I said, that shit catches up with you. $65 away from today. Thank you guys very much. You're doing great. Let's bring it in for a landing in these last 25 minutes and call it another win for the toe and a perfect start to the week. $1 from Trucker 18 Wheeler says, didn't the U.S. get rid of child labor, but Hollywood can have them? Well, they've got all these ways around it. Private school tutors. The parents sign away certain shit. And Hollywood gets around it. Get around anything with money, right? You got money, you can get around all that shit. $2 from CJ. Oh, he says, but Bieber likely coping with Diddy investigation hoopla. You know, I never thought of that. That's a really good point. Probably. You're right, CJ. That bingo. $60 away from today's goal. You guys keep knocking that down. It keeps going down every time I say something. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Keep it going. Knock out the rest of it, and we'll call this thing a win. I found this clip from Potentially Criminal. I saw Sean tweet this out. Sam Show, this one's going to drive you fucking insane. You're going to hate this one. Buckle up, brother. There was a hearing about anti-Semitism on Capitol Hill today because Jesus fucking Christ, you can't hear enough. You know? There's this weird thing about anti-Semitism. Anytime there's any kind of ism going around, Anti-Semitism always got to poke its ugly head and go, hey, don't forget about us. Don't forget about us now. Like, no offense, but like rabbis and these people who go and do these things on Capitol Hill, like Jewish people are the only people who can possess amounts of power but still be victims. It's remarkable to me. Like black activism holds none of the power and all of the victimhood, right? But like Jewish people, like Israel is fucking wiping out women and children, just bombing the fuck out of people. And what do they tell you? Oh, all the hatred we face here in the Middle East, we are just totally victims. And it's like, you see all those dead kids in Gaza, bro? Like, really? Like, are we really gonna, do I have to, and now I'm a piece of shit and I'm anti-Semitic if I don't take time out of my day to consider you guys being the victims? Like, I gotta see all these dead bodies sprawled all out over Gaza? And if I point that out, all of a sudden I hate you. But what about my victimization? It's really fucking weird to me how you can at the same time bomb the fuck out of people, manage giant companies, but yet still say you're being aggressed against. It's really strange to me. But this was on Capitol Hill today. And, you ask Sam Show or any of our more aggressive Israeli dissenters that watch this show, and they will tell you, Aaron's too easy on Jews. Like, you know me, I don't go, all Jews are this, all Jews are that, because I don't believe that. But I do believe there are patterns that it's okay to recognize patterns that certain people who happen to be Jewish do this thing. Just like I notice patterns in Islam that a lot of people who are Muslim do this particular thing. That's okay. That's fine to point out. But if you go, God, there really does seem to be this victimization class in Judaism, and it seems a little self-serving and a bit exaggerated. No, you can't say that. But if you say, boy, Islam sure does have a terrorism problem. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Or, hey, Catholicism has a kid touching problem. Yeah, it's totally fine. Go ahead and fucking skewer Catholics all you want. Talk shit about Catholics and Christians all you want. Which, by the way, I agree with. But start touching on, Judaism and to a lesser extent Islam, you're going to get called names, even if your criticism is correct, even if you have a point to make, even if you want to discuss those things with that group. You don't want to be prejudiced against them. You want to talk it out and find out what the fuck is going on. Nope, they'll shut it down with the name calling. So this was on Capitol Hill today. Let's take a listen.
Anti-Semitism is not just an age-old prejudice. It is a contemporary crisis manifesting on campuses across the nation.
This is what I'm talking, and this is where fuck Republicans, by the way, because when Muslims were crying or black people were crying for years and years when the Democrats were in charge, Republicans had no fucking sympathy for them. None. Not for Muslims, not for blacks. They didn't give a fuck about any of their complaints. But as soon as Jewish people go, oh, no, and you notice with this guy, it's, oh, no, our racism is even worse than other. Like, it's a racism competition with these people. Like, they sit there and go, oh, no, our prejudice against us isn't like everyone else's. We're a special kind. And it's like, dude, the hypocrisy that Republicans are doing with this college campus anti-Semitic thing, it's so see-through.
It is not enough for individuals or institutions to merely claim they are not anti-Semitic.
Oh, that's not enough. The thing I just said where I go, I don't dislike Jews. I don't. I notice some behaviors in some Jews that's kind of troubling. Like, I'll notice a pattern, and I think we should have a discussion with them about it. That's too much. But it's not enough for me to go, I don't think all Jews are bad people. I don't think the behavior of one Jew or two Jews or three Jews is indicative of the entire group. This guy says that's not enough.
As my father once taught me, it is not enough for people, especially public figures, to be neutral or not be anti-Semitic. One must be anti-Semitic.
Wow. It sure would be nice if Christians got that same fucking treatment, or if you, Rabbi, gave a fuck if those Christians got that same treatment. They don't. Spoiler alert, they don't. So this really bugs me because it just, it's hard for me to see hypocrisy openly and like dishonestly paraded this way and like nobody says anything. That really frustrates me. Like, I believe you should be allowed to criticize everybody. So when I say like, oh, Christians don't get the benefit of this doubt, I don't want them to have it. Shit on Christians all you want. Criticize, say whatever you want about Catholics where I come from. Say whatever you want about Christians and Muslims and Jews and everybody. Criticize everyone. That's how we improve. Just be open to the conversation. That's all.
We must demand the same of our universities and government institutions.
Wow. So don't criticize Jews. You hear that? Free speech is great until you criticize Jews. That's fucking fascist, man. I'm sorry. That's fascism right there. The irony, right? That Jews escaped fascism and now Israel seems to be kind of a fascist state. And the rules that Jews are making up for campuses are fascistic. Strange. You become what you hate.
In my opinion, is an attempt to be just that. Anti-Semitic.
So if a bunch of people want to gather on a college campus and express their free speech right to criticize Israel, that's wrong. Ah, boy, that's convenient. That's really something. Adam Simon with $2 says, how does Vadam feel about this? Oh, boy. Our old buddy Vadam. Our old buddy Vadam. Well, some days he believes that K-pop is the answer. Other days he's using the K word. So, I don't know. Let's see what we can read. Atomic Ray says, hey, Gentile, you brought this noticing upon yourselves. How can you keep God off of earth? Y'all embrace living a life without God? Fuck off. Papa Shab says that one dude looks nervous as fuck. Right? That is ironic. Dallas David says Hitler started Israel. Look it up. It is interesting that, like, Hitler would probably be for creating an Israel because he wanted them all out of Europe. Like, the final solution, the killing them thing, people don't, I guess, research history. It was never Hitler's intent to wipe them all out. The war started going sideways. They needed troops. They needed soldiers. It was taking a lot of oil and food and money and soldiers to man the concentration camps. So Hitler and Himmler got together and they went, gas them? Like, just kill all the prisoners? Because the plan was round them all up, put them in the camps, after the war, relocate them, get them out of Europe. Hitler wanted them out of Europe. He wanted more Lebensraum for the German people. So that was the plan. Round them up, move them somewhere else. But then that got morphed into, oh, the Nazis always wanted to just kill them all. No. They rounded up all these Jews, and then they went, fuck, what are we going to do? They didn't plan it out. And then all of a sudden in, 43, they went, yeah, we kind of got in over our skis on this whole rounding up the Jews thing. Himmler, what do you want to spitball some ideas? Could buy some gas from American companies and we could kill them. And they went with that one. I mean, still shitty, still awful and evil and fucking terrible. But not the plan, not the original plan. Let's go to CJ with $2. Says woke people make that same anti-racist argument. Yes, the left are the ones that said, hey, it's not enough to not be racist. You have to be anti-racist. Right? You have to be anti-racist or whatever. I don't know. It's just real. Or no, the Jews said anti-Semitic. You have to be like actively anti-racist. That was their the BLM mantra. $60 away from today's goal. What do you say, guys? Let's knock this out 5 or 10 at a time. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's do it. $60 away. Throw in a couple. We're getting close. We appreciate it. We're right there in striking distance of a perfect Monday morning and evening. I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys very much for your contributions on what's been a slower Monday than usual, but hey, a win's a win. I've got the Ben Shapiro Daily Wire clip going up after tonight's show, so be sure to check that out and hit like and follow and all that shit. Then also, I just want to check on it here real quick. We did put up another Steel Toe on 101 clip for members only on YouTube. Let me just check here. I still got a few songs left that I got to wipe out of it. The problem is we got all the bumpers. You know, we got all these bumpers on the old radio shows, so they get popped for copyrights that limit visibility. So I just gotta make sure I'm taking care of those. But become a member on YouTube, gain access to all that stuff. We appreciate it, and we appreciate your support as much as anything else. But yeah, $60 away from tonight. Let's do it. Let's rule the world. Get this all handled. MSO says, I think Vidam is at a beer hall tonight. Keep him away from the goddamn beer hall, please. Could we keep Vidam away from the beer hall? This story, this Minnesota story, just proving once again that the Minnesota education system, like education systems all across the country, really good at keeping the kids safe. And not like, honestly, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's schools, they're all the Catholic Church. Bad shit happens to kids from these adults, and the other adults who don't do shit to the kids do what they can to facilitate covering it up. I mean, it's just assume it's happening with everything. Daycare, schools, Hollywood, churches, the whole deal. Because when a lot of kids gather in one place, that attracts the creeps. This is a story of a Minnesota Teacher of the Year who's now, surprise, surprise, facing accusations.
Now, after we started investigating that former Teacher of the Year, we really wanted to know what happened inside that school. We spoke with Abdul Wright's former student who accused him of sexually abusing her for nearly a year. But then we started to hear from people who worked alongside Wright, including teachers who had some serious allegations against him.
So it happened.
So here's my thing. You have all these allegations against him now, but when you could have helped and made it so other kids didn't get hurt, you didn't say anything. But only once other accusations came out, then you came forward. Like that's still a problem to me. We need work on that.
In my own classroom.
This is Teacher A. We agreed to conceal
It's a
her
weird
identity
name.
because she says Abdul Wright sexually assaulted her back in 2012. And these police records and school records obtained
teachers
by
too.
Fox and investigators reveal some pretty disturbing details.
At one point, he picked me up physically and pushed me against a desk. I was leaning my head away from him, trying to be as far
Headbutt
away
him.
from him as I could because I could feel his breath on my neck.
Ugh.
He lifted my shirt. He put his mouth on me. I told him he needed to stop. He put my hand on his crotch. And
Kill him. Let's execute him. You guys wouldn't believe this because you look at Minnesota. I don't want to do too much more of this story. I'm going to go to a dark place. I really don't like this guy. Controversial take, though it is. Minnesota is actually, like, we had it right. Like, we had it nailed on taking out sex offenders. We had like the closest thing to killing them. What we had for sex offenders in Minnesota was this sex offender treatment program where you'd serve a sentence and it didn't matter how long the sentence was. Because if it was a sex crime, we put you in this sex offender treatment program in Moose Lake, Minnesota. And we didn't let you out until the doctors met with you and we thought you weren't a danger to reoffend. Now, here's the rub. All these guys were a danger to reoffend. The recidivism rate on sex offenders is like 93%. It's almost all of them. So this Minnesota sex offender treatment program was basically keeping these people away from the public here in Minnesota. And thank God they did. It was so great. It was an awesome program. I think only one or two people ever were released from it, showing you just how dangerous these people were. But then there was somebody sued, some fucking hippie sued. It went up the ranks. It went to the Minnesota Supreme Court. And of course, the Minnesota Supreme Court, they said that, violates their constitutional rights. You can't keep them after their sentence. So you got to shut down these sexual offender treatment program facilities, and you give them their prison sentence, and then they're out. They're good. It's really too bad that it got shut down because it was one of the best things that Minnesota had ever done. Gray Duckling with $2 says, I've been there. Fucking gay 90s. I don't think that's the sex offender treatment program. I don't think that's... They're still hanging in there. I can attest. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Get in there. Let's knock it out. What do we got? 6 minutes left? We've got 7 minutes left. I don't know. Do we start when we got the Repo Man getting run over? Not the wrestler. Repo Man getting run over by a driver trying to escape a tow truck. We got that one coming up. Some of the Morgan Wallen stuff, that clip that Chad Buzamok sent in. But we got to get to overtime to do those. We've got a couple other stories. This was funny. Some people sent me this and said I should try this when we don't hit the goal. A preacher held his church hostage until they raised $40,000. This was a pretty wild deal. We'll get to all that in a little bit. But first, guys, we got about 6 minutes left on the clock. Let's knock out that last $60. What do you say? Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Everybody hop in with $5 or $10. We'll have this thing knocked out in no time. We'll get to all of our overtime stories. We'll have another successful day for the toe and a nice and easy Monday, which hasn't happened for a while. It's been a minute since the morning show went fucking smooth as silk. Now, the evening show usually goes pretty easy. Knock wood. Tonight, who knows? Outside of that nice hundo from Fuck You Dude, it's been a lesser watched night than most nights here on Steel Toe. But if we can get a nice and easy evening show like usual to match the nice and easy morning show, we're good. We're golden. So go ahead and throw in. We got 5.5 minutes left to go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. There's the links in all the chats. Go ahead and click one of them. Throw a few bucks in, and let's get $60 hammered out. Smaller crowd tonight for a Monday. So we're going to need everybody, all hands on deck, chipping in. We're not very far from getting inside of $50 and continuing this thing on and buying some extra time, but $60, not a far sprint for the Steel Toe audience. So in these next 5 minutes, let's just go ahead and get that knocked out and make it nice and easy. Yeah, everybody hit thumbs up. If you can't throw in a couple of bucks, throw us a thumbs up, throw us a subscribe, throw us a share. We appreciate it. Rusty Grammer says, I just called Vadam. He's busy organizing the alt-right golf tournament for Aaron like a good boy. I want Vadam running the thing. All right, guys, 4.5 minutes left. Let's get moving. Let's do it. I know we're only 10 away from extending, so I'm not really gonna lose my shit on you here. Skybrick with $2 says, support KB. Wish him the best on his court case tomorrow. Brennan's going to court for that speeding ticket? In Minnesota, you just mail in a fine, or you go online, you just pay the fine, that's it. He's going to court over the whole thing? Fucking hell. Poor KB. I hope that's not the case. Well, good luck to him. Thank you for the $2, Skybrick. Let's go, guys. Trying to be cool about this shit. 4 minutes away. $60 from knocking it out. Let's not make this dramatic here. Let's go right back into the stories, right back into the show, right back into hanging out. Otherwise, I might have to hold you hostage like this. We're going to do this story next. That is, if we get to overtime. We might not get there. Holy fuck. $60 away. Guys, you know the field day they're going to fucking have with us if we whiff on $60? Leah says, hey, I started your membership train this morning. I helped the morning show go smoothly. You did, Leah. And then Jasper fucking came in and just knocked the goddamn wall down. That was pretty crazy. Bapa Shab says he can't just super chat the court. Yeah, that should be the way KB takes care of it. Your Honor, I sent a super chat. I should be let out. Like, you should let me out. I paid my fine in Super Chats. I haven't included the 30% that YouTube takes. All right, guys. Come on. We got 2.5 minutes left. What the fuck? Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Let's move. We got $60 left. Let's do this thing. I'm fucking getting embarrassed here tonight. This wasn't supposed to happen. We had the morning show kicking ass. This is a fait accompli every night. Oh, boy. Come on. Who's going to help us out? All of you people saying, hey, don't whiff, don't miss. Well, throw in a couple. Let's go. About 2 minutes left. $60 away. What the fuck is going on here? You know, outside of fuck you, dude, we've had a whopping $30 come in. It's been a bad night, dude. It's been a great day for the toe. That's why I don't want to see it end this way. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, God. There's Vidam with $5. All right. Look. You know, I appreciate it. Let's knock it out whatever way we can. Vidam says 5,000 swastika armbands ordered for the golf tournament, Master Aaron. I'm not going to take those out of the box, Vidam. Jesus. $55 away. Come on, guys. $10 to just get us that extra 30 so I can keep begging. Holy fuck. $5 from anonymous fake dono. Thank you. My desperation is starting to seep through the screen a little bit here. $50 away from today's goal. All right, guys, get us inside of that 50, but we got to do this thing, man. A perfect Monday. It was so easy. 1 minute left to go. There's Ethan with $20. Thank you, Ethan.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Oof, now we got her to 30. Okay, now in the next 1 minute, let's see if we can hammer out that last $30. Otherwise, we bought ourselves another 30 minutes. And maybe we can knock that out $2 or $3 at a time. Whew. This has not been an easy one today, I tell you. All right, 40 seconds left in regulation. $30 left on the goal. Let's get a win here and make it perfect. Otherwise, like I said, we're gonna. I haven't watched this yet, but I might take some. I might take some cues from this pastor. He might have the right idea. Mad Move says, tassel them tits and watch the donos pour in, right? All right, guys, get ready for the 10-second countdown. $30 to go. Let's do it. Here we go in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we got to keep going with the overtime here, but come on. $30. Let's get this thing done with, huh? What do you say? We're getting, let's just worry about the show part. Everybody $5 or $10, $2 or $3. I don't want the next half hour to be like this. You don't want the next half hour to be like this. Let's see how my pastor buddy would handle it. Legendary gospel singer Marvin Sapp held his church hostage until they raised $40,000. Gray Duckling with $20 says, okay, but I don't like donating at night. I understand, buddy. I understand. But now we're $15 away. Gray. There you go. And YouTube showing up. Like, it's been a huge Rumble day today. Rumble's been showing up and showing out, as the kids say. Now we're $10 away. McBuster wants me to play the shekel music. If you guys knock it out in this rally, I'll play the shekel music for fun. How's that? Vidam with $5 says, I can't wait to yell the N-word at the golf tournament and anniversary show. God damn it, Vidam. $10 away from today's goal. Thank you very much. Get that 10 knocked out, and we'll celebrate with your guys' shekel music. How's that? Oh, here we go. 30 cents from No Pen 15 Fathead says another win. Thank you for the 30 cents, buddy. Gray Duckling says night crews are a bunch of pores. Well, I mean, you give the morning show people one victory, and all of a sudden they're cocking off now. So now that's $1.70 from those two. So now hold on, we got to do math. $1.70. Now we're at $3.10 thanks to Nomo. That's $6.90 away from today's goal. $6.90 away from the shekel music. Thank you, Nomo, with the $2 says Tyler Perry's Dingleberries. That's not troubling. That's totally fine. Fuck. All right, guys. $6.90 away from perfection and making it a great start to the week. It's always funny to be at like $40-$50 or whatever, because you're like, this obviously isn't going to kill us. Like $40-$50 is just pride. That's all that is. It's just me wanting to get to zero for some ADHD autistic reason. Thank you, guys. $6.90 away. Thanks a bunch. So here's what Marvin Sapp did to get his church to raise $40,000. I have a feeling I'm not going to hate this guy.
And they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna lead together.
$40 from each of your congregants? I mean, that's kind of an ask. Let me see. I saw today that we had 35,000 unique viewers on Rumble. With our 20,000 unique on YouTube in a month, that's 55,000 people. That's literally, Jesus Christ, 30. You get a quarter from each of those people, we're fucking aces. We're actually, if we get a quarter from every one of those, we're doing better than we do typically now, and we're doing fine. So, like, if you're asking, there's 1,000 people in here. Like, if I can't have, so what are there, 300 people? Let's just say the live audience. Let's not say everybody watching everything Steel Toe every month. Let's just say the live audience. 850 and 300. Let's just say 1,100 a day at one time. That's not throughout the whole morning show and the whole evening show. That's just at one time. 1,100 people gave us $44,000 a month. That's just one time, one day. That's too much money. That's insane. Honestly, need each of those people to throw in $10 and we'd be fucking fine. $6.20 from No Pen 15 Fathead. Thank you very much. And then we've got, we're over. $9.99 from Wally World. Oh, shit. So we've hit zero, and that means, of course.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
It's another win for the toe. Wally World with $9.99 and Skybrick with $5.30 says autist fist bumps. You guys are a little over $10 over for tomorrow evening. Thank you very much. Let's go to Marvin Sapp now. He's got 1,000 people in his church. He's yelling at them to lock the doors, telling them that they got to lock them up because these people aren't giving him 40 grand. Got to admit, I admire this guy's moxie.
Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant.
Give me your fucking restaurant money, bitch. This is a shakedown. I let you guys leave. You guys get to watch me like you have all the power. This guy's got the power. He's like, lock the fucking doors. Give me money, bitch. Me, I'm more like, will you guys please give me money to keep pretending to be radio man? And then you guys can be like, fuck this guy. We're leaving. I don't have the power to lock the doors. This guy's got more stroke than I do.
There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online.
Well, now all of a sudden the number dropped down to 20. So that's helpful. Before when it was $40 a person, Jesus Christ. I mean, 20 each. Don't you guys want to go to heaven? I only offer you guys 30 minutes of overtime. This guy's offering you eternal salvation of your soul. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed.
If I may give you some if I may give you some help, Pastor, you're playing this weird Gregorian throat chanting thing. How about something upbeat? People like this for rallies. This is what they like to hear to rally it up. They like to hear this. Hey, 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 hey. That's what they like to see, Pastor. They don't like, you know, they don't like, I don't know, something like this. They don't like this shit. This isn't as fun. Yeah. That's not giving $20 music. That's sad. I want to kill myself music. Now this is this next song. This is giving music. This is what you give money to. Mostly to stop.
I'm still parked out by the lake.
How far?
80 miles from Santa Fe.
Oh, yeah? Where you parked?
And I'm sitting here just parked out by the lake.
Oh, okay. Where'd you park again?
If you're wondering where I park,
I am. Where is it?
Parked by the lake.
Oh, is it that one by
it's the lake that's
Santa?
80 miles from Santa Fe.
Oh, yeah. That would be the one. That would be the lake I'm thinking of. Nomo with $1 says, this reminds me of that Broadway musical. Says, your arms are too short to get strong-armed by God. Gray Duckling with $2 says, can I get my 20 back? I think we're about over by 20. So, yeah, you can probably get your, just hit me up on PayPal or Venmo or whatever. We can get you your 20, but we don't need it. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck you and your $20, asshole. We're over. We don't need that shit. By the way, Gray Duckling at 42 now. Jasper at 180. You got Bandit at 50. Gray at 42. And then I think it's Lab Glass at... fuck you, dude, at 100 is in second place. Then it's Bandit at 50. And then you've got Gray Duckling at 42. That rounds out your top four at the moment. Ooh, I almost fucked up. The NF Cap says, this is technically kidnapping. I refuse to be manipulated. I will call the police for bullshit like this. What, me playing parked out by the lake or this guy holding his church hostage? Brett Mack says, shove that $20 up your turd cutter and crap it out tomorrow when we need it. Hey, that fucking morning show is like $70 or $80 into tomorrow. So we better knock that out on a Tuesday. Are you kidding? Sam Show says that's Lake Isabel that he's singing about. I love that you guys have researched that. I really do. Let's continue on with our pastor who literally locked the doors to the church. People were sending this to me saying, Aaron, you ain't got shit on this guy in terms of trying to get money out of your audience. Let's see.
I actually think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date.
Oh, man. So now he's bringing the fucking dead wife into this, too? Good God, man.
I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get one soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap. That's swag. I was looking in her eyes. She's looking in mine.
Now quit laughing, motherfuckers. I ain't opening the door just because you done laughed at me. I need to get closer to Jesus. And y'all gonna give me them Jacksons so we can get closer to the Lord. And you can get closer to the parking lot. And you can get to your vehicles. Because I done locked them damn doors. You cheap is gonna give me my money.
Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you.
This guy's a fucking hustler. I love that he's sweating through his shirt. He's God damn, man. This guy's way better than I am at this. I ask you guys nicely, and I do the show first. Like, I do the show up front. And then at the end, ask you for the money. This guy's fucking like, I'll lock the doors and none of you will go anywhere. We ain't talking about God till you put some fucking money in the machine. You got it? This guy's got me fucking beat.
See. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving.
This guy is, I mean, I'm the guy who goes, and if you don't have any money and you don't dig into your credit cards or whatever, just hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, grab us new fans. I appreciate that shit. Or just enjoy the show for free, look me in the eye and tell me to go fuck myself. Boy, I am not near, I let these people get in my head. Oh, Aaron's too beggy. I'm not beggy at all. I'm just a shitty businessman. I give them the product up front, then ask for the money, and then I don't even make them pay me. This guy, this guy's good at begging.
Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving.
I went into the wrong business.
Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put
See, I'd open up a church across the street from this guy. I'd be like, we don't lock you in. Just throw us a couple bucks. You know, I don't need 40 grand this weekend. You could make 15 grand that weekend. You'd look like a saint, like an oath of poverty next to this guy. But your church is still raking in 60 grand a month, 75 grand on a good week or a good month. How about that? No, because that's 15 grand in one service, and you're probably running 2 or 3 services a week. Oh, shit. This guy asking for 40 grand, he's never heard the phrase, you can shear a sheep many times, but skin him only once. Come on, Father.
Or pastor. Take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
Stick your phone on the bucket. Oh, he's taking out his ducats. Look at them ones.
Shh. Giving is worship.
Giving is worship. I should say that to you guys. Giving is worship. Huh? Giving is worship. Get closer to God with steel toe. People who don't like this show are like, "Good, look at this. He's watching this guy and getting ideas." Yep, I sure am. Guys, remember, giving is worship.
Worship. Giving is worship.
I don't want him to hand that guy that 20 and go, "Fuck you, you can't do what I do."
Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to...
An easy miracle. Oh, my God. I should have been studying this guy. That's what we should call the goal. The goal is now called the miracle. 200 tomorrow morning, 270 away from the miracle. There's no more goal on the toe. It's the miracle, and it's a blessing, and it's worship. Fuck, I could learn from these mega pastors.
Raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving. That's it.
There we go. All right. You know what? Let me go into my show prep documents that SP totally does for me. 270 for the miracle. Giving. Oh, I'm writing this down for tomorrow so I remember. Giving is worship. That's fucking magic. God, that guy is great. I like him. I like him a lot. My Lost Interest says a new donation sound drop. Giving is worship. Yes. Victor or anyone else, if you can get that link, if you can get that pastor, Marvin Sapp, giving is worship. If you can get that clip and get me that giving is worship, I would love to have that for the rally. That would be great. It's fucking funny. Yeah, the Church of Cucko the Clown says giving is worship. Leah has a link for us. She says you got to watch this. Televangelist asks his followers For $54 million for a private jet. Oh, fuck yeah. 6 years ago. Jesse Duplantis. All right.
Owned 3 different jets in my life, and used them and just burning them up for the Lord Jesus Christ.
Televangelist.
I'm sorry, I spit my water out at that one. He burned him up for Christ.
Jesse Duplantis says God himself.
He didn't want to fly in those jets. He was doing it for Jesus. Oh, my God. So remember, if you think this guy's an asshole for flying in those jets, Jesus made him do it.
Jesse Duplantis says God himself told him it's time for an upgrade.
He said, I want you to believe me for a Falcon 7X. So I said, okay.
Look at that fucking thing. God told him that he wanted him to have that Falcon 7X. How many people do you need on that plane? How much? I got to look something up, guys. Let's look up how much a Lear jet is. How much does a Lear jet cost? Lear, I spelled it wrong. I'm poor. Cost of a Learjet varies significantly based on the model, age, and condition. Learjet 75, the new models, $9.4 million. He wants $54 million for a Falcon 7X. A Learjet 75 is $9.4 million. Here. Learjet 75. Let's take a look at one of those. Fucking hell. You can't get by on that? Dude. That is swanky as all hell. Let's take a look at the inside. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Dude. Learjet 75 for a fraction of what you're asking for your Falcon. $9.4 million. How about a used Learjet 45? $4.8 million. All right, Learjet 45. Let's look at that. See if he could get by on that. That looks lovely. Doesn't that look nice? Comfy seats? Sure. Oh, that's a beautiful plane. Imagine that waiting for you at the private part of the airport. Let's look at a Falcon 7X. Let's see what this asshole... I want to see the inside of one of these bad boys. Oh, fuck him. It's got a couch. His $54 million plane has a goddamn couch in it. Probably has a kitchen, too. Yep, look at those. Even when you're being a greedy cunt for Jesus, you go all the way greedy cunt. And you ask for a Falcon 7X instead of a goddamn, what is it called? Learjet 75. What a fucking prick. My Lost Interest says that plane cost is a fraction of the cost. Yeah, to run and maintain the jet. That Falcon for $54 million, you see how big that is? Takes a lot of fuel to fly that thing. How much is a gallon of jet fuel? $6.62 a gallon. How many gallons of fuel in a Falcon, let's say a Falcon 9? Oh, that's a rocket. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting over my skis here. Falcon 7X. For usable fuel capacity, 4,313 gallons. So let's say $6.25 a gallon times 4313. $27,000 to fill up the tank of gas. And that gets you 5,700 miles on a tank. 27 grand a tank. Fuck. Distance from Minnesota to, where do these preacher guys go? Africa a lot, right? Let's say Morocco. To get them to Africa, you're talking 4,460 miles. So a tank of gas each way, $27,000 each way to go to Africa. Fucking hell. Oh, man. What an asshole.
Falcon 7 jet like this one to preach to more people around the world. And he's asking his followers for the $54 million.
I really believe that if Jesus was physically on the earth today, he wouldn't be riding a donkey.
From his...
What a dick. So he's Jesus now. He's Jesus.
Louisiana headquarters.
Jesus, Jesse, I get it.
Duplantis is among a group of televangelists who preach that their wealth is God's will.
This preys upon the poorest people that want and need money badly, where they're told if they give money, God's going to bless them 100-fold.
Duplantis lives in a 35,000 square foot mansion, tax-free.
He's asking everybody who has less than he has to pay for this jet, and I don't get that, you know?
Fellow televangelist Kenneth Copeland recently bought...
Fuck you, don't you shit on Kenneth Copeland. I like Kenneth Copeland. His jet looks a lot cheaper than the other guy's jet.
Kenneth Copeland recently bought a $36 million Gulfstream 5 jet.
Okay, that's still way too much. Jesus Christ, buddy. Can't you buy like a $15 million jet? Take the $21 million, invest it wisely, and then never ask for a dime from your church ever again? Like, if I fell into or I did something that made me enough money, that made me Steel Toe Media's gross for the year, I wouldn't ask you guys for another day. There would be no more miracle. We're not calling it a goal anymore. It's the miracle. Like, it is born completely out of necessity. That's it. Like, can't you guys make the first $25 million and then leave these people the fuck alone and talk about God?
Praise God. Isn't that good?
The two have commiserated about how they can't fly or pray with commercial airline passengers.
Now, wait a minute. This is out of context. I agree with them on this one. Like, these pastors do fly to shithole third world garbage places that they wouldn't be able to fly to commercially. They do need to fly private. You're probably looking at me weird and going, Aaron, we were just shitting on these guys having fun. Why are you making excuses? They do need to fly private because of where they go and how often they travel. I'm just saying, when you've got $7 million options out there for planes, $54 million, you're being a dick.
This dope-filled world, right? And get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right. That's exactly the.
And it's deadly.
We asked Jesse Duplantis and his ministries for comment, but they declined to respond. So far, no one.
Did you try donating $1,500?
Whether he's received any contributions for his jet.
Oh, he did.
Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
Hey, NBC News.
Yeah, he got donations. Believe me. I don't know if he got $54 million. I don't know how. I've never heard of the guy, so I don't know how big his practice is. But No Pen 15 Fathead says, how much to keep my name on the board every week just to see how much I donate? You know what? Let's let the Rumble chat decide that, guys. How much should No Pen 15 have to throw in right now for us to give him a permanent spot on the board? What's the number for a permanent spot on the board? You guys throw out the number and we'll figure it out together. I don't have an answer for that. But you guys usually have a good answer. No, Sam Show, not butt play. For how long? Atomic Ray, he says every week. Von Kaiser says $750,000. And Taste Fairy Ialto says $3.50. Von Kaiser says $750,000. That's a lot. MSO says $1,500. Leah says $300. For a month, every day for a month, your name is up there and we see how much you give. I think 300's fair, Leah. I think 300's a good number. MSO, $1,500 is a lot of money to ask someone to give. $5 from Gray Duckling says $1,200. He's nowhere near the OG. All right, you guys are having an argument about this. Vidam says 30 grand. For 1 month, keeping his name on that board, how much to buy a spot on it? I'm going to go with Leah's idea of $300. Anyone who drops $300 gets their name on the board for a month. I think that's fair. I think that's a good number to go to because rarely does anyone get to 300. Taste Fairy Ialto says 1,500 isn't a lot. Yeah. 75,000 is 750,000 is a lot. All right, we got to play this. So there you go. Was it No Pen? Yeah, No Pen. $300. We'll put your name on the board every day in April. We'll make a 5th spot right there, and it'll be the No Pen spot. I'll redo the whole board just for you. There you go. And then we'll be, $30 into Wednesday already for the morning show. MSO says, I don't know. I thought you meant forever. Oh, 1,500 forever? 1,500 for the whole year. 300 for a month, 1,500 for the whole year. How's that, MSO? Perfect. Atomic Ray says, weekly $200 in gift subs and $100 in any other way a month. It's interesting. All right. Well, thank you guys. It's been a fantastic day. We appreciate it. You're the absolute best. We got to get out of here. Let's play. This was funny. Chad Buzamok made a clip to make it look like Johnny was talking about me in a beggar story. Let's play this, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you guys again. Awesome. Thank you, fuck you, dude. Thank you to everybody. We are $25 into tomorrow night. Thanks for the generosity. We hit the miracle, and remember, what is it? My lost interest. Giving is worship. Giving is worship.
Oblivious to themselves, like completely self-unaware. Is not the only other completely self-unaware person trying to make it work in the dating world, apparently. I don't know who this guy is. I think people have told me who this guy is. And I have made comments about this person multiple times. Most notably, the last one I made was a comment about this person's living situation. So this guy that we're going to go to posted a clip about people need to support his show, otherwise he has to get a job, and that's not fair. I take you to who I'm just going to call Tons of Fun. I don't know his name. I know he keeps putting this content online. He's a streamer, apparently, and I don't know why, because you should not.
And by the way, this little clip of what he wants in a woman I did not write that. That is not from me.
Be a streamer from that position if you look like that. This guy can move. Like he is not so obese that he can't stand up or walk around or do this stuff. It's just kind of tiresome for him. Fat fuck, says Brian the Science. Right, I don't know what his deal is, but he is. I have never seen this dude in like a fucking non-laying down position. But he says how if this doesn't work, he's going to have to go get a job.
Nice work, Chad Buzamok. Very good. I laughed my balls off the first time. I'm laughing this time. Guys, have a great rest of your night. Talk to you soon.